Hey guys, this is Trombone. I just wanted to turn the camera on and talk to you today. Super straightforward. It's not a bronze cast. We're not gonna cover much. We're gonna cover one topic, one thing, and that was Riot's official release of the 2018 NALCS teams, the permanent partners within the 2018 NALCS, and how it was handled and how I feel about it. All right, so here goes, because I'm actually pretty upset. The smile is fake as hell, because I'm quite upset. But let's go, so you at least know why I'm disappointed. So today they put out the list, the teams. I'm disappointed mostly and supremely by the fact that in producing this list, Riot has in no way, zero, Riot to this date has recognized that there were teams in the NALCS that would probably not make it to this year. That's fine. They can recognize that. What they also do need to recognize on this date that they release the teams at the very latest is the teams that have contributed to their league. Plain and simple. Just straight up. It was a hype page. I'm not going to show it to you because I looked at it and I tried to do something and make something out of that, but I can't. There's nothing of substance to show you. I was very excited to make this video. Extremely excited. To finally have Riot's take on the things that I could only speculate on because it was only leaks of things that I couldn't confirm because Riot couldn't confirm it. Riot confirmed it. The 10 teams. The ones that I told you are all correct. Riot has not thanked, recognized, or acknowledged in any way the teams that were a part of the NALCS last year that they decided not to go with, who before this time had by all means earned their right to a spot. I can't tell you how disappointing that it is. It was teams like Dignitas, Immortals, maybe not so much Phoenix One, but Dignitas, Immortals, to an extent ENV for a while. Not really, but either way, there were large teams that had a large impact on the league. And they got zero recognition. Zero. The only recognition Immortals will ever get moving forward is that they made it to Worlds. That's the only thing that will be recorded that they will be remembered for. That's it. Dignitas, the only thing that will be remembered is whatever they did in the past. It was fantastic, I'm sure. But I've been an esports follower for a very short time now. However, there's nothing. Riot said nothing. Not thank you for building this league into what it is today, which is true. It doesn't say we're sorry. It doesn't have to. It does recognize, however, in the absence of an apology, that they were a driving factor in the league and what it is today. The reason that they could consider permanent partnerships to expand the league, expand, not create, expand the league, to generate revenue, to make better decisions for players, despite having Liquid in that 10. They did not acknowledge in any form, zero form, that they were even a part of the NALCS, that they had their spots taken and or swapped, You can PR nightmare that away with swapped rather than taken. They weren't recognized as existing, which is unfortunate. I'm sure Riot in some way owns the rights to those organizations' names, or at least the right to distribute those organizations' names. Riot has made one of the greatest things for me. Yeah, it's not the greatest game in the world. That's fine. There's a lot it lacks. However, it has created one of the largest time sinks that I will probably ever invest my life on, as far as a single thing is concerned. League of Legends is one of the single most influential pieces of programming that will ever influence my life. Period. That's real talk, but it's true. And the fact that a significant part of that to me is a part of something, an organization within esports, their competitive game, and they got zero recognition. Nobody did. I wasn't a fan of Immortals. I wasn't a fan of Dignitas. I wasn't a fan of ENV. But I supported them all at one time. At least a little bit. I want them to win this game. You know, ulterior motives and everything aside, I supported every single one of those teams at one time. And there's Phoenix one. Thank you. I didn't want you to think that I didn't know or forgot or something, because I can't. And if it takes me trying to inform you to the best I can, and Riot can only give you what I know, that Golden State Warriors is a basketball team, that Cleveland Cavaliers are a basketball team, that they hired this person that I can look up on the internet, and that's who's leading their esports now, that's disappointing. That's extremely disappointing. Also, almost so much as the fact that they couldn't acknowledge in any way, not let the door kiss your ass on the way out, in any way, the 4 teams that are leaving. And that's disappointing on 2 fronts. One, I'm not learning much. Because of how secret it is, I've learned what Riot has to offer at this point. And 2, you can't recognize the teams that have got you this far. Period. As much as you want this to be a scar on your NALCS history, they're not. Every single one of those teams has had a small enough impact, but an impact nonetheless on the way that your league is today. And the fact that you can't even recognize that they existed, not even go as far as saying they have contributed to what your league is today, is disappointing. So I know my viewer base is extremely small. Extremely small. But I want to provide to the public what Riot can or will not. I want to individually point out every team that has left the NALCS in lieu of the new 4 teams. Immortals. You started with Wild Turtle. I don't know if you started with Wild Turtle, but you had Wild Turtle, and I hated you for it immensely. I could not support you. You were the regular season Warriors, and the addition of Xmithy from my team. You gave us Dardoch. Fuck you for that, by the way. You gave us Dardoch, but the addition of Xmithy brought you to a World's Caliber team. Were you the most competitive NA team? No. Could you have gotten there? Probably. But I can't imagine what the NALCS will be like without you. It's uber unfortunate, because I was just starting to like your org. Plain and simple. So I want to, on behalf of no one apparently, on the behalf of myself as a fan of the NALCS, currently and in the past, thank you, Immortals, for being a part of this thing larger than yourselves. Thank you for dealing with Riot, who decided not to continue with you, which is fine. That's a decision they can make. And continue with Riot, the company that fails to recognize what you have done for their league to this point. I want to personally thank you as a fan of the NALCS for everyone in your org, all the players that have come through, even in Wild Turtle, for what you've contributed to this league. Thank you very much. Moving on to Dignitas. Dignitas, I'm going to be honest. I'm going to be quite frank. You were the 7th and 8th place team in my mind because that's where I thought you belonged. You've never put up anything that great since I started watching esports. You've been a placeholder team. You've always intrigued me, though. Alltech and Adrian. Very intriguing. Although you've never been able to pull anything off while I've been watching esports, the fact that you've been around since before I've been watching esports, the fact that people like the people that I look up to in that played this game, the people that I learned from, came from your organization. I'm a Cutie Pie, Skara. That means more than anything else, and considering the influence those people have on the player base of the game that Riot Games has made, the fact that you worked for so long and managed to keep your spot in the NALCS despite some down years is quite impressive. And I personally would like to thank you for creating an NALCS team that was there from damn near the very beginning, if not the very beginning. I want to thank you for every contribution, every signing, every detail of the NALCS that you have provided to and helped structurally create to this point. And I personally want to thank you for recruiting some of the most influential people in League of Legends, hands down. If Riot won't, I will. If Riot can't wake up and realize that you've provided two, possibly more, of the most profitable people for Riot Games, I will. Thank you very much for your contributions, not only to the league, and no doubt its formation going forward, because I'm sure you had a part because you've been there for a long time. But also thank you for what you've been able to do for Riot's pocketbooks through I'm a Cutie Pie and Skara. Genuinely. Because it's probably helped them make changes and hire staff to make the game what it is today. And I would like to thank you for your participation in the NALCS. Thank you. This is hard. Envy. You were there when I first started. We entered the NALCS together. You as a team and me as a follower. You came out of nowhere, literally nowhere, perhaps the challenger scene, but pretty much nowhere, and earned a playoff spot within the NALCS, which, to my understanding, when I first started, belonged to two teams. Possibly three, but two teams. The playoffs belonged to them. You had no right making it there as a first split team, but you did. I rooted for you because you made it. You did what you should not have done. You defied expectations and made it. And although your spot in the NALCS was limited, and from that expectation breaking split, you didn't do a whole lot. Your short, fleeting memory, again, no doubt contributed to what the NALCS is today. Again, no matter how small your contribution, it did lead to what this league is today. And I personally, if Riot will not, will thank you for your time in the NALCS. Thank you. I want to say Echo Fox, but I know it's not. Phoenix won. I'm going to be honest. You were so under the radar for me when I first started watching. Actually, I think you came in after I started watching, which is props to you, I guess. Either way, so under the radar until Mike Young. That single signing out of seemingly nowhere when no one else had the idea to do it. One of the most interesting rookies in League of Legends, in my mind, since I've been watching. From that point, you finished third in a split, went to a bullshit international competition, and showed your worth. You came back and struggled, which is fine. Teams and organizations struggle. Is it probably why you lost your spot? Probably. But was it your spot? Did you earn it in the end? Yeah. Yeah, you did. You deserve to have it. Because you earned it by the rules that were set up. However, your lack of success was not enough. The lack of trophies on a wall was not enough. But again, although your existence was fleeting, you did provide at least a moment of hope for NA moving into international tournaments. Thinking that we're not the weakest region. We might not be the strongest, but we're definitely not the weakest region. You showed depth in our league. And that's something that on individual teams means a whole heck of a lot. So if Riot will not thank you for your contribution, again, no matter how small it was, I want to thank you for helping to but develop the NALCS into what it is today. Again, I want to thank you. I genuinely mean this for all of you. Again, I know I'm familiar with your orgs in varying degrees. However, each and every one of you has had at least one thing that I can remember. And that's significant. And if Riot can't see that somebody that watches their brand and what they want to continue, if they can't see that each and every one of you have put at least one memory into my mind from a marketing standpoint, that's just fantastic. But if they don't see you as a future in their NALCS, that's fine. I can get over that. You can probably get over that. But the fact that they can't recognize that you were a part of it and helped make it what it is today is a shitty move. Period. I love this game. I will not stop playing it because of this move, but it was a shitty move. I'm very disappointed. That's why it took me a while to think what I wanted to do with this video, even as I was creating it right now. But thank you. That's what this is all about. To express my thanks for working with a company that upon your leaving couldn't even recognize what you did for them. That's unfortunate, and you quite frankly deserve better. But it's over now. You can look to the future. You can look to other esports and continue what you started or continued here and can keep it going. Dignitas, you're with Buffalo Wild Wings now. Congratulations. I don't know what that entails for you, but Congratulations. Keep moving on. Immortals, best of luck in your Overwatch League. I mean that. ENV, keep up your shooters, your CSGO, and I'm sure, I don't know if you have a Call of Duty team, but carry that on. Carry it on. I'm sure you can go somewhere with it. Phoenix One, I'm going to be completely honest, I don't know if you have anything else anywhere else. But keep on keeping on as an org. Because everyone that was a part of your org, everyone that was a part of your teams, deserves at least a little bit of recognition for what each and every single one of you have done to make the NALCS what it is today. I want to thank you, genuinely. So yeah, kind of an open-faced anthology, but it's something that I wanted to say. Again, it was one topic, and take it for what it's worth, but it's something that I wanted to put out. And again, my thanks to each and every one of you for all the orgs and everyone that's ever been a part of it. Thank you for enhancing my League of Legends experience in one way or another. Your contributions have meant more than you'll probably ever know, and more than Riot will ever give you credit for. Thank you. Thank you.